right, welcome back to What She Said Sports, everybody. I am excited because Sunday is almost here. Shedeur Sanders will make his second official start as QB1. Now, the weather is messy. We have some clips for you. The weather is messy, so I don't know why I'm excited. Maybe because it's snowing, but that's not the right time to be excited. And I have some clips to show you that is going to be like damn near hand in front of your face visibility, and that's it. But the Browns are practicing in the snow. Kevin Stefanski, happily told us that Shedeur played in Colorado, so he's good. He's somewhere plotting. He probably happy. Stefanski's probably happy that it's gonna snow really badly. So the game plan will be probably what he truly wants, and that's for to keep the ball out of Shedeur's hands. So they're probably gonna run the ball a lot. That's fine. I got a clip from Tommy Rees. People see. Now, if you one of those people that saw Tommy Rees comments about Shedeur and you thought it was a good thing, you're going to get scammed. I just want to go ahead on and put that out there for you because a lot of us have realized he's Kevin Stefanski light. See, Kevin Stefanski didn't say anything. So Tommy Rees comes along and start yapping. But what is he saying? We're going to take a look at that, right? Coach Prime had a press conference. He talked about Julian Lewis. We're going to take a look at that. Shout out to the HBCU football world, the only people with authentic football being played right now. And the SWAC is going to be my alma mater. Prairie View A&M versus my adopted alma mater. Jackson State, where Coach Prime used to obviously be the head coach. So they're vying for the SWAC tournament. It will be back-to-back SWAC championships for Jackson State if they win. And then over in the MEAC. Now, if y'all were around when Coach Prime was head coach at Jackson State, went to the Celebration Bowl the first time, they played to South Carolina State University. That is an HBCU, and they have head coach, I believe, Chennis Barris, who's been there for like a decade, and he's one of the most winning coaches. I'm surprised they didn't snatch him up. And for the HBCU world, it is good he stayed there. A lot of his players actually do make it to the draft, get to the league. Quarterbacks, I think, as well, get some good looks over there too. They are going to play first-year successful head coach, Deshaun Jackson. So Deshaun Jackson is going to the SWAC championship in his first year as a head coach. I said because he's NFL alum, they'll probably snatch him up out of HBCU world. Hopefully not, because Delaware is getting new facilities, new everything, right? So that's the four-way championships, and the winner from those will meet up in a Celebration Bowl. So you have Delaware State versus South Carolina State University, and then you have Prairie View A&M versus Jackson State, and the winner from those two will come to Atlanta to play in the Celebration Bowl. And I, for one, want to try to go again because it's exciting, right? And if you don't get to be around HBCU football much, and you live and can get to Atlanta within 2 hours, which is 80% of the population, come to the Celebration Bowl. Come to the Celebration Bowl. So congrats to everybody vying for the MEAC and for the SWAC. All right. Let's get down on to business. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, everybody. We had a great members-only live stream today. I dropped the members-only video late last night. A lot of good things happening. So let's get on. I have an interview to share with you. I told y'all I interviewed. Now, this is how it went. I interviewed in my own space without leaving outside of my own space. I ran into a Cleveland Browns fan in Atlanta for Thanksgiving weekend who overheard me making a video about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Like when that reporter was asking Shedeur about sabotage, he heard me talking about that. So he came over and was asking me, were you talking about the Cleveland Browns? And he said, yeah, I'm from Cleveland. He said, I'm a Browns fan. Grew up as a Browns fan. I'm in town for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, cool. So I'm like, can I interview you? So I interview him. Great stuff, by the way. Great stuff, by the way. We're going to play that. I think I got about 6 minutes. And then he was telling me why he was in town. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Like, how coincidental is this? So he was here in town for Thanksgiving. I ran into him on Thanksgiving Eve. Cleveland Browns fan from Cleveland in my space in town, celebrating Thanksgiving Eve before he has Thanksgiving dinner at Big Boy's house who's doing the halftime performance for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. I'm like, you get the hell out of here. Shut the front door. Whatever it is we say when you just like a jaw-dropping moment. Like, how could this really happen, right? And so he gave me a really good interview. He's very authentic, spoke his piece and shared some really good things because I had some questions. We're going to take a look at that. So let me first get into what it is I wanted to share and talk about today. I told y'all I was starting to drift backwards towards football, and turns out the Cavaliers played the Hawks today, and the Hawks won. So the Hawks beat the Cavs. So that'll be a series I probably start looking for. I told y'all because we talk about Cleveland so much. I wanted to I found myself looking into their basketball. Turns out they played the Hawks. So I'll be looking for that series maybe when they come to Atlanta. And I think, matter of fact, was it my last game that I went to for Atlanta was the Cavs versus the Hawks. And the Hawks lost, so I ain't go back. Yeah. And then we got Myles Garrett. All right, Myles Garrett getting all kind of love, talking about getting ready to break a record for sacks. He said he has no doubt he will break the NFL single season sack record. So I'm happy for Myles Garrett. I'm a fan of Myles Garrett. I like him. So I find myself keeping up with him as well. And that takes us into the conversation where we're talking about how the Browns media refers to us Shedeurians as Shedeur Sanders fans, that we're not Browns fans. So the young man, I think his name is Saint, that's the conversation that we had. Because I wanted to know, do y'all see Shedeur Sanders fans as Browns fans? So stay tuned for that, because he got really honest about that. So shout out to Myles Garrett. He said it's something that he just wants to do. He said it's something he knows he's going to do. And then there is Lamar Jackson. I posted on X. Lamar Jackson could use about 10 million fans right now, because after last night's game, they are doing a hit job on this young man. The same kind of hit job they trying to do on Shedeur, but because the Shedeurians, the aunties, the unks, the Shedeurians, Shedeur Sanders fans, whatever you want to call it, we ain't having it. So he need about 10 million people speaking up for him. And I have seen people calling it out, how unjust it is to say after 7 years with this young man really winning 3 MVPs, then being robbed. Nobody wanted him when he was up for free agency, how they keep setting him up. Nobody thinks after now that ball that Andrews dropped, which prevented them from advancing, was an accident. And then Derrick Henry starts the season and he can't hold on to the ball. Just like we saw with Jerry Jeudy and Cleveland. People are starting to catch on because now they're seeing what's happening to Jalen Hurts and how they lost to the Bears and then they lost to the Cowboys after being up 21 points. People are beginning to catch on. They might not look at the league holistically like we do, but they are beginning to catch on, because look at how much hatred Lamar is getting. The crazy part is Lamar was pressured all night. I said it. I'm like, y'all showing me a picture of Lamar Jackson and y'all saying he failed. It's white jerseys all over Lamar. I can barely see Lamar. But what I can see in the distance, in the background, is his damn O-line letting it happen. That's not on Lamar. But see, it's unjust because it's crickets when it's Josh Allen. They don't even show clips of Josh Allen like that. And they ask him, what do you think of Lamar? He should have been drafted in 28. I think Burrows is better. Burrows stay hurt. He might be good. He stay hurt. And when Shedeur came out and said, I think I could, do better, do good, just as good as some of the quarterbacks in the league. Why they came back today and said, oh, Shedeur meant he could do better than most of the quarterbacks in the league with the exception of Joe Burrow. I'm like, he ain't say nothing about the exception. And we know the Bengals got to play the Cleveland Browns one more time. But see, the problem is Shedeur got to overcome the Browns first. And people knew that when Stefanski took off his headset for the second year in a row, that he was just performative like he was last year when he took off his headset after Deshaun Watson got injured. And I went back and checked. Deshaun Watson only played in 7 games. Can you guess how many times he was sacked? Now you know why he's injured. He was sacked 33 times through 7 games. It should be no more than about 14, maybe 12, maybe 10. 33. And you shocked that he hurt? Are you shocked that the insurance company paid his salary? You should be. These black quarterbacks being done dirty. I told you, all 16 of them under attack. And right now, They standing on Lamar's head. They tried it with Shedeur after the Ravens game, but Shedeur Sanders fans, his fan base, has something to say. And then when analysts started pointing out, right, Shedeur actually did pretty good until Kevin Stefanski decided he wanted to sabotage him. And we have watched this before. So they want to push Shedeur on the spot and ask him about sabotage in front of his saboteur. Who does that? Right? He couldn't be transparent. And that's the video I was making before I ran into Saint and before we ended up in a conversation about Shedeur Sanders fans versus Browns fans, etc. And yes, Shedeur Sanders fans, Browns fans are Shedeur Sanders fans. So y'all show Lamar some love because they try to tear him apart. And yeah, it's almost time for Lamar to start talking contract negotiation. So if they tearing him down now, it's just a precursor that they don't want to pay the man his money. Imagine had he won his third MVP, right? It would be hard to pay him. But if you steal his third MVP and give it to Josh Allen and prop him up, and then you're crickets when Josh Allen underperforms because it shows that he should have never been MVP. And then you tear down Lamar for all 7 years, and he got 2 MVPs. And had he not had the third stolen, he would have made it to 3 MVPs before Tom Brady did. It took Tom Brady 11 seasons, Lamar only 6, 7. See the plot? So the character assassination, the all-out consortium of media going against Lamar, who, by the way, when he was injured, they were in last place. Before the game last night, they were in first place. The Ravens made it all the way back to first place. And because his O-line decided not to defend and allow him to be sacked, meanwhile, the Ravens want Lamar, who's mobile, to stay in the pocket, which is why he keep getting sacked. How did Shedeur win that game? He stepped out the pocket. Guess what Tommy Rees wants Shedeur to do? Stay in the pocket. So they want a Lamar Jackson Shedeur on Sunday in every game that he plays for the Browns. Tommy Rees is truly Kevin Stefanski liked. So we're going to listen to what he has to say that lets you know that this kid is up against, Shedeur is up against the Browns every week and the damn opponent. So Lamar, I wish you well. This is Coach talking about Julian Lewis in the red shirt. I want to share this. The Bucs
now he
game tomorrow
gets another year,
and it's
so
been
you're
a
not
horrible
burning
season
that from him, which is
you
the
know,
best thing
if
for
you
him.
know, you know,
Gets
the
another year,
Sanders
so you're not
football
burning
legacy
that
is
from
just
him,
a threat.
which
It's a
is
threat to
the
college
best thing
football.
for the young
It's a
man.
threat in the NFL. You know, kicking out Shiloh. You know, devaluing Shedeur, setting up Coach Prime's program from within. How many years? 1, 2, 3. Shedeur is just like that he could overcome it last year, right? And we were talking. Look at Coach Prime's program a year ago, where you had 31 NFL executive scouts out there at the game, and look at his program this year. And what are they doing, including the Big 12 GM, running off his talent? So he can't send 15 or 16 players to the NFL in some capacity again like he did last year. It's hard out here if your last name is Sanders, and it's not because you did anything. It's because they fear your ability to elevate the game beyond their reach. That's why they don't like Lamar. Everybody is a comparison to Lamar. They don't want Lamar to be the standard because everybody can't reach it. Now it's Shedeur's turn, who is actually a pocket passer, according to them. And Lamar is a dual threat that's more mobile than Shedeur, right? Well, why they want to force Shedeur to stay in the pocket? Because he won the game by getting out the pocket, and they refer to it as an individual achievement. How the hell is that an individual achievement to throw the ball to your teammate? Are you calling him selfish? Pay attention. So let's listen to Coach Prime talk about Julian Lewis redshirting and why it's beneficial, just in case some people don't know. And they do play tomorrow. Let me know if y'all plan on watching the game. It starts at noon, I think, Eastern Standard Time. So it's an early one. And I think they playing at Kansas State's. Yeah, they on it's a road game. So they already had their last game at Folsom Field.
Now he gets another year, so you're not burning that from him, which is the best thing for the young man. You never know. The thing about these kids, you know, if they ball out in 2 years, they're out anyway. But I just want him to have that option. It's not something that they came to me and said, "Hey, Coach, what do you?" No. I went to them because he's a baller. He wants to play. He wants to compete. He wants to be involved. But what's best for he and his family is to retain that extra year. He took it well.
And I actually think that that's good for Coach Prime to look out for Juju that way.
He wants to play. Believe me, he wants to play. But I told him I didn't want him to feel like he was letting his teammates down. No, you're not tapping out. You're not shedding it down. No. This is on me. I got to look out for what's best for you and what's best for this program. Now,
I think that's a good thing. That's what he should do as a coach. Again, that's one of Coach Prime's qualities, right? He looks out for his players. You have a lot of people who don't want him looking out for his players. Why? Because they don't look out for the players. They just look at the players as a commodity. But not Coach Prime. He looks at each of them individually and sees their ceiling and potential and tries to help them reach it, right? And again, last year, it was 14 of 15 NFL players that went to camp in the NFL. I think 1 or 2 went to Canada. And we're probably going to have several other people that head to Canada next year. Again, I'm still of the belief that if things don't work out, God closed that door at Colorado, that Coach Prime would start his own league with Shiloh and possibly Shedeur, because like Shedeur said, this could be taken away at any moment, which is why he doesn't get comfortable. And Shedeur said it, I'm the last one. And best believe this is about the Sanders football legacy. This is about knowing that as Coach Prime is a college head coach, he's going to continue to get recruits as long as he's successful. That's why he wasn't successful this year, right? And I have no faith that if Coach Prime stays at Colorado, I have no doubt that if Coach Prime stays at Colorado, even without the 5 stars, he can get it done because he didn't have 5 stars at Jackson State year 1. Travis didn't come along to year 2. And they were successful before Travis. They were successful with Travis. They were successful through the first 3 games where people didn't expect them to succeed in 2023. And then everybody started pumping the brakes. Why? Because Coach Prime was getting all of these recruits, just like when he was at Jackson State. And y'all know my theory. He was over there minding his business, balling out. HBCUs getting all these looks, getting all this notoriety. Recruits starting to go ahead and want to go to HBCUs. And I feel like these PWIs had a conversation and said, who gonna go get Prime before he take all of our recruits? And now he at Colorado, despite the odds. They balled out last year. He get 15 people in the league. Players see that. They come to visit. They come early. Some of them don't even come visit. They just want to be a part of the program. So they say the same question again. Maybe this time with the NFL involved. Who gonna go get Prime? So he don't take all of our recruits. And it's true. One recruit in particular, a young black quarterback, ended up at Texas Tech. Somewhere that some of y'all think Jordan Seaton might end up, where Cash Cleveland ended up. Because Coach Prime keep taking all of our recruits. And then the ones he get keep going to the NFL. And pretty soon he going to have just as many players going to the NFL consistently as Georgia without having gone to the Big 12 playoff, without having gone to the 12 team, without having gone to the Big 12 championship. That's why they set up his program. So I hope he makes it. It's going to be hard for him here on out. So we're going to have to see what God do, because I don't think God going to let Coach Prime just be stressed out by these people consistently setting him up every year. Because honestly, didn't he just not defeat cancer? And everybody knows one of the major contributors to cancer is stress. So we're going to see what God does. I wish him well regardless. And I'm always ride out with Coach Prime. I don't care if he at Colorado or if he go to FAMU or if he start his own primetime pro football league. I'm going to be right there. Because Coach Prime and his kids, all of them are winners. Even Snow. People are talking about he looked like a little running back. I'm like, even Snow. So shout out to Coach Prime. And I wish him well tomorrow. I might try to watch the game. I don't know. I don't want to have my heart broken again, because then it might get broke on Sunday. So I got to protect myself. But I wish him well. I still got all my Colorado gear and I plan on keeping it. All right. So that's Coach Prime letting everybody know that it was his idea for Juju to redshirt. And I'm glad he did. I didn't know Juju was taking all of this on, feeling like he's letting down the team. But apparently that's how he was feeling. And Coach Prime told him, no, that's not on you. I really didn't want Juju to play anyway. But I wasn't on the ground, don't know what was going on, and I respect his decision. So, okay, this is Cleveland. Y'all see what it is. It's going to be like this on Sunday. this is the weather they're playing in. This is what Shedeur gonna be up against. So now, the weather could be a plus. The weather could be a minus. I think the weather might be a plus for Shedeur. Why? Because they want him to stay in the pocket. Well, hell, if I can't see, I got to get out the pocket and throw this ball. But the game plan for both teams will be heavily impacted. I don't think the 49ers are used to playing in the snow at all. So the advantage goes to Cleveland, but I think they are the underdogs. So it wouldn't surprise me if in this game they run the ball a lot, Shedeur get taken out the game or just not utilized. Because that's what they want to do, right? They want to bypass this young man. They don't want Shedeur to be the standard, just like they don't want Lamar to be the standard or Jalen Hurts to be the standard, right? So I'm excited to watch to see how Shedeur overcomes again, because he keep overcoming Stefanski's sabotage. And then now you got Tommy Rees double talking. So, you just have to keep rooting for Shedeur, because it matters that he has 10 million fans. In fact, understand this. Shedeur's 10 million fans are his grace for him, because they hating on him and we loving on him and we rooting for him and we cheering for him and we're holding them accountable. Something he's technically not in a position to do. And they know that when they ask the question about Stefanski, who's a saboteur, and what he really did to Shedeur, right? Shedeur can say whatever. We know the truth because we're seeing it, right? And the fact that we keep calling it out, because that's what needs to happen, and that's what rarely happens. They want to lead and orchestrate a character assassination and end these young men's careers by devaluing them in peace. And we don't give them that. We don't give them that at all. So you see what it's going to be like Sunday. You see the visibility is your hand in front of your face. I see somebody down there on the end of the field. If they throw it a lot, it would be easy to get an interception. So we're probably going to see a heavy running game, maybe some short passes. Some of the players like this because they've been playing in this. They look forward to this. And when we talked about Shedeur playing toward the end of the season, we talked about the weather being a factor. And here we are, right? So we'll be live Sunday during the game. We'll be live Sunday for the game. I think it's at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. So we'll do our watch party again. And I'm celebrating. I'm cheering Shedeur on to overcome it any kind of way he can. And understand, what makes him super uber elite is the fact that he has to go out here for the few weeks that he's been playing, right? And defeat his head coach, defeat his offensive coordinator, defeat players like Jerry Jeudy, and go out here and try to defeat the 49ers. That's just what it is, right? People might not want to call it out, but that's just what it is, right? And he has to do all of this in an environment that you can see from the outside looking in. It's just toxic. So shout out to Shedeur for being able to do all of this. And his love of the game is greater than their hatred for him. So shout out to Shedeur. So now y'all know what the weather going to look like. If y'all in Cleveland, let me know. Who's going to be in Cleveland for the game? Let me know. All right. So let me get over to, let's see. All right, let me see. Did I put, there it is, Tommy Rees. So I'm going to let y'all listen and formulate your own opinion.
Did a nice job in some of the things we asked. Hard to win on the road, hard to win on the road, hard to win as a rookie. Did a nice job in some of the things we asked him to do. Our focus is really, like it's been all year, on the process of how to improve and how to continue to get better. And for these young players that are playing for us offensively, finding all those teachable moments to continue to improve on. There's a lot of plays he would like to have back. There's a lot of great learning opportunities out there. And then there's a lot of plays that he made that, helped our offense and helped us score enough points to win the game. But, again, we're really doubling down on how can we be process oriented, not get too caught up in a result of a win or a loss, and just focus on every time you come in on a Monday, there's going to.
Isn't that the point of the game, to win or lose? You want to win it, right? See, this is what I mean by people are starting to post locker room speeches from other teams and go, hey, Stefanski, this is how you show appreciation for a player. Now listen to him, how he's talking, and take into consideration that Shedeur is the reason that they are in the hunt for the playoffs, right? Shedeur is the reason they won. Again, the defense been out here struggling, balling out, but it didn't matter because of who was on offense. It took Shedeur to come along and for all of it to work together. and they want to focus on process. Well, your process must not be broken. So why are you so focused on process and improvement? What about what he actually did good? We have to hear it from everybody else. This guy is no different. And this is why I hung back about him. This is why last week when he said Shedeur was going to be throwing a lot to people he came in with, and in the spring, I was like, hello, why are we doing that? And I was like, well, maybe they don't trust Jerry Jeudy. So it was a wait and see type of thing. But then what does he do? He comes out today and he's, asking people asking him questions about Shedeur and how well he did. How well did Shedeur do? All I know is there's a lot of room for improvement. I heard that so many times in such a short soundbite, right? And there's clips out there, then there's the whole thing, and you can look at it. And it's like he wants to say, yeah, he did really good, but we want to show him what a clean pocket looks like so he can stay in it. AKA, translation, get sacked like Lamar Jackson. Why would you want Shedeur to stay in the pocket if he won by coming out of the pocket? So he can end up like Lamar Jackson because he keep getting sacked, because y'all have heard me say they want to force Lamar Jackson into becoming a pocket passer. Look what happens when he stays in the pocket. His O-line gives way and he gets sacked. That's what they want for Shedeur. Now, the most disingenuous part of all of this is talking about Shedeur staying in the pocket when he won getting out of the pocket. Saying you want there to be creativity in the game plan and plays, but you want it to happen from the pocket behind the O-line that you yourself has said is not good. The Baltimore Ravens O-line and the Cleveland Browns O-line keep getting a pass. Why don't y'all improve those O-lines so Lamar Jackson and Shedeur Sanders can stay in the pocket and not have to run out the pocket? This is about subduing Black elite talent at the quarterback position so they don't elevate it so high that other people can't reach it. That's all this is. That's why people are asking, what's going on this year? Because it's so mediocre. And the only way I'm going to keep it mediocre is to do what? Subdue Lamar Jackson and Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes. And that's exactly what's happening. Every last one of them being subdued. While Josh Allen, J.J. McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy get a pass. They don't get their characters assassinated. Coaches like Harbaugh get years, if not decades, to be sorry. And he gets no heat for the loss. Lamar Jackson coming back off of injury is the reason they came from last place behind the Browns to first place before yesterday. Not a coincidence they lost to the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. Because they don't want this young man to win in Baltimore, the team he was drafted to after they devalued a Heisman candidate to number 32. The Ravens don't want to win with Lamar because they were going to trade Lamar. The same collusion Lamar experienced pre-draft with them wanting him to be a wide receiver because he had the audacity to say no. So they lied and said he was too short when Lamar is actually 6'3". It's the same collusion he's been facing this whole way through. And he still come out here because of his love for the game, just like Shedeur and his love for the game. And they keep cheating him. And they're going to keep cheating Shedeur. So we watching to see if Shedeur can overcome, because the difference between Lamar and Shedeur has 10 million fans that can stand on them about accountability. People are speaking up for Lamar, but it ain't 10 million people. But I'm happy to see the people that are. So let me finish him.
Be a bunch of plays that you want to correct. They're just usually easier to correct when you win than when you lose. So our focus is there on continuing to improve. I think Shedeur's done a really nice job this week of continuing to prep and really starting to hone in on the things we're asking of him, and excited for another opportunity.
Another opportunity to improve. This kid broke all kind of records, set records. If nobody ever did it, people said he set records, all kind of accolades for the most yards in a game by a quarterback this year in the first half. Have them in the hunt for the playoffs. And all you want to talk about is improvement and doing what we asked of him. And on another clip, talking about creativity, but keeping him in the pocket so he can recognize a clean pocket so he can stay there longer. For what? So he doesn't become a mobile quarterback because y'all said he was a pure pocket passer? See, that's how you know. When you listen to Tommy Rees and you listen to Andrew Berry, this is how you know that Shedeur was elite and they knew it. And they used the excuse in the draft. Well, we didn't draft him in the first round because his skill set, his value was too low for the first round price. He cost too much. He has them in the hunt for the playoffs. But he cost too much for the first round. So we got him as a deep discount. Then instead of prioritizing him, because he failed to us, which he did not, we didn't prioritize him, even though we knew this kid was good. We just said he was a pocket passer. And what is it Tommy Rees is asking Shedeur to do? Stop running out the pocket and scoring touchdowns. I want you to stay in the pocket and try to score a touchdown with this weak O-line that we haven't fixed in about a year, 2, 3, or 4. When we had the picks to do it, we still didn't get an O-lineman. We decided to get 2 running backs. This dude right here is no different than Stefanski. He just uses a little bit more words. And that's how they want to do you with the quarterbacks. See, they wanted Dylan to be the guy that they knew he wasn't. So when they get the Manning kid, you'll think he's a superhero. See, because everybody think this guy is good because he used more words and syllables. He's saying the same shit. He's saying the same shit. Refusing to give Shedeur his credit because why? That's exactly what the plan is overall. That's why they kept running Wildcats. They probably going to run Wildcats when the snow. But okay, as long as it keeps Shedeur from getting sacked excessively, like Deshaun Watson and rupturing his Achilles, okay. Because in Cleveland, that's just what it's got to be. Because if it was a beautiful sunny day and they already don't want him to run out the pocket on a beautiful sunny day, what you think going to happen? He going to get sacked. This guy is no different. He just says, just puts a few more words and syllables with it. And that's it. All right. So people have sent me, I asked people to vote for Shedeur for the Pro Bowl. I put the link in the chat. So while you're in the chat right now, you can see the link to the Pro Bowl to go vote for Shedeur. Somebody let me know they actually did it. You see, they only got 271 yards for Shedeur. When you go to, it's divided by position. When you click on quarterbacks, you got to go all the way to the bottom for Shedeur because this is why they're holding his yards down. This is exactly it. 271. This is why they rather Quashawn Junkins be the QB1, even though they ain't paying him for that. So he getting screwed himself. So go look for this photo of Shedeur. You know you got the right one because it said 271 and vote. It will be great if Shedeur can go to the Pro Bowl despite the Browns holding him back because they don't want to win with him. I thought the goal was to win, not to pick and choose who you want to win with. So shout out to Shedeur and having 10 million fans because now everybody knows that Shedeur Sanders is elite. Something they said he was. Remember what they said? Oh, he's just that good. Well, that's been proven to be a lie. And Stefanski holding him back. It says a lot about Stefanski that he will not prioritize a franchise QB. It says a lot about Andrew Berry, who says Shedeur Sanders' skill set is outdated because he's a retro pocket passer. And here we are in week 13 with Tommy Rees asking him to stay in the pocket rather than run out of it and score a touchdown. Why is it a problem for him to run out the pocket and score a touchdown? Oh, because then that's Lamar Jackson's standard because he's a dual threat. Or Michael Vick because he was a dual threat. So as you can see right here, Shedeur Sanders is in the hunt for the playoffs. He have them in the hunt for the playoffs. And if that wasn't enough, right? If it wasn't enough that Shedeur Sanders got this team in the hunt for the playoffs, got the fans excited, right? It's not enough for the team to show him respect and to want to win with him. His talent wasn't enough. The fact that the fans want him to be there is not enough. because the owner does not want to win with Shedeur Sanders because he would have drafted him at number 2 overall instead of making up an excuse saying you took a big swing and missed with Deshaun when in fact, he was sacked excessively, which is how he ended up getting hurt. The body can only take so much stressors with people falling all on you. If people keep falling on you, like they keep falling on Shedeur's legs, he gonna get hurt too. So maybe the snow is to prevent that. Take the ball out of his hand. You want to give it to Quashawn? You want to give it to Dylan Sampson? Okay, go ahead. But I don't think Shedeur getting hurt is the goal. Where God is concerned, protecting Shedeur up to this point. No. In fact, I think Shedeur being forced to be in the background and them refusing to play him is why he hasn't been sacked excessively, because when he got to the Rams game, Kevin Stefanski had him sacked excessively. Nobody's going to be okay with watching that week after week after week. And we already know the Browns fans showed up to watch Deshaun Kaiser, who they made their franchise QB out the second round, around pick number 50-something, and let him go 0-15, and they didn't develop him. So Shedeur running out the pocket to score an individual achievement is why they in the hunt for the playoffs. And now we don't want you to do that no more. We want you to stay in the pocket so you can get hurt like Lamar Jackson. So 10 million fans gonna need to show up for Shedeur and make sure they don't set him up. All right, so let's get to this interview. 232 people hit the like button, please. Let's get to this interview. Again, it's just a raw interview. I wanted to mock it up, but I didn't have time. So, I'm gonna just share it with y'all. I'll be over here. What she said, Sports Unplugged. I was making a video talking about reporters asking about Shedeur Sanders. The fact that he's been sabotaged to try to blame his fan base, therefore indirectly blaming him. I run into someone in the same space, and he was like, he heard me talking about it, so he wanted to share. He's from Cleveland. Y'all check this out. This is a gift. You can say your social and your name if you want.
All right. So my name is Saint. I'm an R&B artist. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Biggest Browns fan. All of my people know I am. So I just wanted to say, as far as Shedeur, the city is behind you, man. We see the sabotage, and it's clear, and they don't want somebody like you to win. But the city behind you, we're excited for you. Kevin Stefanski and the whole Browns organization did not believe in Shedeur, and he's ready to prove all of the haters wrong. So make sure y'all stay tuned to her podcast so that you stay up to date with everything, and go Browns.
One question.
Talk to me.
Would you say that Browns fans are also Shedeur Sanders fans? Because they try to separate us. They try to say we're Shedeur fans, but y'all are Browns fans. Mm-hmm. Would you say that Browns fans are also Shedeur Sanders fans? And we're all Browns fans if we support Shedeur.
I would say that I'm with the split. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, tell us why.
I would say that Shedeur fans are supporters of Shedeur. Mm-hmm. I would even say Deion Sanders is not a Browns fan.
Okay.
Deion Sanders isn't a Browns fan, and he made that clear in an interview a few weeks ago when he said, "I'm excited for my son. I'm a big fan of my son, but I don't give a damn about the Browns." That's exactly what he said. And that's exactly how I feel the rest of the world feels. Mm-hmm. However, as a loyal Browns fan who sits and watches all of these dreadful games, I watch the great games. Me going through that, I know that they wouldn't want to go through the same thing if Shedeur wasn't our quarterback. But I'm all good for, I'm excited that he's bringing some good energy to the city and just also bringing the Browns some new fans. So if you're cheering for the Browns, you technically are cheering for Shedeur. However, I wouldn't consider you a Browns fan yet. Mm-hmm. But if Shedeur turns everything around.
So we get to be Browns fans. If Shedeur turns everything around, what is that?
I would say that I feel like y'all loyalty not really with the Browns, is with Shedeur. It's like with LeBron James, right? I'm from Cleveland. Okay. So LeBron, I'm a Cleveland fan even after LeBron left. As soon as LeBron left, mm-hmm. some people that were only cheering for LeBron are now Lakers fans. You see what I'm saying? Right. But for me, I'm forever gonna be a Cavs fan. Regardless.
Okay.
Regardless if we have a winning record or if we only have 20 wins on the season, so it just depends.
So you're going to be a Browns fan regardless of Shedeur?
Regardless.
But how do you feel about the sabotage? Like, do you still want to be a Browns fan when you yourself said what? You said they don't want a guy like you to succeed.
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you still support the Browns if they don't want a guy like him to succeed? And what do you mean by a guy like him?
Okay, there we go. I'm not mad at that. I would say, a black man with his head on his shoulders and that's not afraid to express himself and be himself.
Okay.
And he comes from successful stock, and they don't like that.
Okay.
They don't like that. Dion was prime time, and when he walked in the room was shaking with stardom. Mm-hmm. They don't want that same thing to happen for another young black quarterback. They think he comes off as arrogant. They think that he's, they make up whatever. Yeah, they make up whatever. They make up whatever, and that's crazy. I feel like, as far as being a Browns fan, and the reason why, I guess I'm a Browns fan, is just the way I was bred. Okay. Some of even like my earliest memory with my dad was me going to watch the Browns in like -4-degree weather. So I'm like a little kid. It's sentimental, it's sentimental, and then it's also just my city.
Okay.
I love Cleveland, even though I live in Atlanta. So
no, I understand. How do you feel about Outkast doing the halftime show?
Oh, I'm super excited. Super excited.
In Cleveland, no rappers in Cleveland?
There are some rappers in Cleveland, but Outkast, Big Boy is actually like a big brother to me personally. So I don't think it's anybody better that should be doing that show, especially with them just being inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is the greatest honor. Congrats to Outkast on that. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Okay, good.
I think Big gonna light it up. Yeah, definitely make sure you follow me on Instagram at MalcolmNext. Saint White checking out. I appreciate y'all.
Okay, thank you. And thank y'all so much. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. All right, so funny. When he came up, I was in the middle of I had just finished the earlier part of the video. And he came over, and I guess I was still in my mode. And I don't know what he asked me, and I was like, yes. But it turned out to be good, right? It turned out to be great. And finally, I got a Browns fan right here in Atlanta. So y'all heard him say that he really does not consider us Browns fans. He considers us Shedeur Sanders fans because he's going to be a Browns fan no matter what. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But he also added a lot of Browns fans rolling with Shedeur Sanders fans. So what that means is the Browns organization cannot split their own fan base to avoid being held accountable for allowing Kevin Stefanski to sabotage Shedeur Sanders. And it is distasteful and likely corrupt to put a camera in front of Shedeur Sanders after being targeted by Kevin Stefanski and sabotaged for months to ask him on camera, whereby the contracts practically demand loyalty, to ask him about his boss in front of everyone, knowing his boss would see. It just points to intimidation, coercion, and potential corruption within the Browns organization. All right, so this Shanola girl checking out, surprise of the day, running into a Browns fans up here in Atlanta. All right, so how y'all think I did? I thought I did good, but y'all know I got some questions in. So how you a Browns fan if you know they sabotage? You know me, I gotta ask, right? Because I'm a Saints fan, but I'ma just call it like it is, right? I can't get down with y'all no more because I can't let y'all do that like that. But I know what he meant when he said it was sentimental, right? I knew exactly what he meant. I always want to know when the Falcons playing the Saints. If you watch my stories, I posted Juvenile was having on, he got a podcast, and he was on there with Manny Fresh, the DJ, and they were talking about, as Saints, you can lose to anybody else. The Saints can lose to anybody, but you cannot lose to Atlanta. That's how serious it is. And Manny Fresh was talking about how he on the 85 South tour out of Atlanta. He the DJ, and they want him to wear some Falcons gear because they all got these collaborations in Atlanta. And he said, bro, I can't put that on, partner. He said, I'm Saints. Right. You just can't be out here all willy-nilly switching sides, right? Like, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand. Like, you're talking large groups of people traveling together consistently in the cold, all kind of weather, just to come to the Falcons games. It's not a surprise. I live here. My mama actually have a picture of her on Peachtree somewhere, and I was nowhere near thought of. And then here I live here, I just lived on Peachtree. So I'm just saying, right? Like, it's not a surprise. We came here so much. And it is sentimental. But at the same time, I understood what he was saying. But you know, your girl had to get them questions in. I had to ask. But did y'all notice? He said he really get down with the split. That we're not Browns fans because once Shedeur gone, we gone. He right about that. And when he said Coach Prime, he said, see, Coach Prime not a Browns fan because he said F the Browns, or I ain't with the Browns. I don't think he cussed. He just said he wasn't worried about the Browns. But that was, I felt like that was a little taken out of context because of what they was doing to Shedeur. So I don't think they could hold that against Coach Prime. But you can see that Browns fans know exactly what's going on. And I showed y'all white Browns fans who called out Kevin Stefanski, who talked about what Kevin Stefanski actually did dirty to Deshaun. And I told y'all before we even listened to him, how Kevin Stefanski took his headset off after Deshaun got injured. And today I said, how many times was Deshaun Watson sacked in 2024 and how many games did he play? 33 sacks through only 7 games. And when he got hurt, Stefanski took off his headset. So if Stefanski will call poor play calling for Deshaun to get hurt, to move him out the way, why do you think he wouldn't do it to Shedeur? Understand, it's because he got 10 million fans. So the fans got to keep standing up. We got to keep stepping up. And y'all with these platforms, y'all got to be calling out the truth. If you need the words, your little captions, your little captions a little different so you don't get dinged, do what you got to do. But in your conversation, you have got to keep it going. That's what's making the difference. See, they knew they couldn't make Shedeur get out there and go 0-15. That's why they cheated him. He won the competition, held him back, set him up in the Rams game, and put him behind Dylan. And you know Stefanski was trying to go right back to Dylan until you know who popped up. And Shedeur, they're saying, is QB1 headed on out. And this kid got them, Shedeur got them to what? In the hunt for the playoffs. And just like they hating on Lamar, who got them in the first place, they want to talk about process improvement and staying in the pocket so he could be like Lamar. I hope Shedeur watch Lamar game. And I know he know after watching his film who it is he need to look out for. But understand, a lot of people been smiling in his face. And I'm sorry, but I don't give a damn what they saying. You can't trust them. You just can't, right? Because I'm pretty sure Lamar thought he could trust his O-line. And you see how they don't want to hold the O-line accountable? And when it was the Ravens game, they didn't mind holding Jerry Jeudy accountable. Jerry Jeudy, who did stop running and an interception happened and blamed it on lack of familiarity. Well, there was no lack of familiarity when his ass slowed down with that damn ball. So somebody else going to have an excuse ready. Oh, it's snowing. I can't see. So if the ball don't run through Shedeur, and you know what? That's for your own benefit, Shedeur. That's for your good and God's glory. Because if it was a sunny day and you stepped out that pocket again, or if you don't step out that pocket, you're going to be just like Lamar. And they're going to use it to devalue you because it's time to discuss Lamar's future. And they don't want to pay him. They don't even want him around. Asking him about retirement, Lamar, I'm only 28. Same thing with Shedeur. I think God just wants Shedeur to make it until he can get him to another team. Because if all teams were trash like this and willing to be a damn detention center, then it wouldn't be the Browns team where they send all the people whose careers they want to kill. So thank you, Saint, for the interview. I appreciate it. We'll be looking at trying to see in the halftime show and people calling out the NFL because apparently there was a halftime show with some black people and NFL didn't really show it, but it was a halftime show with some white people and they showed 2 of those in full length. Now you out here cheating doing a halftime show. Like, what the hell is really your problem? Insecurity. Too many black people gonna take over. Insecurity. It's just insecurity. It's just insecurity about black men, young black men prospering and elevating and becoming the face of the league. That's why the Sanders were done dirty. Lamar, Jalen Hurts, hell, this the year Pat Mahomes found out he black. They made him climb out his own division. Why? 17 of 32. Something I have been saying since the draft. Probably before explaining the theory, the philosophy. That's what it is. How you out here cheating the goddamn halftime show, but you went and got some black halftime shows, but you don't want people to see it. If you have that much of a problem with black people, I tell you what, just let black people go. Black people just need to go start their own thing, and then they're gonna want to come metal. You cheating the halftime show because you don't want too many people to see black people performing? What do you think? White people not believe that you support black people? Oh, well, let me be the first to tell you the NFL has partnered with supposedly black hair care lines for women, but they're no longer black owned. So it's performative because not a lot of people know that. So they sneaking and slinking to get to black women. All the while they holding back and mistreating black quarterbacks who are black men. And we ain't supposed to be talking about it because we're not supposed to have a holistic view of the NFL. You're supposed to talk about your team. You're supposed to talk about your team. You're supposed to talk about your team. I came into this saying, I root for the players. I don't care who they play for. Mostly the quarterbacks. And now you see. So shout out to Saint. It was a good interview. Yes, I asked some good questions. Thank y'all. I see y'all in the comments. Come on, good questions. And they do consider us. I mean, they do believe in a split, apparently. And again, I think Coach Prime's comments, they didn't really understand. He was just saying he ain't got time to worry about the Browns. You know, forget them. I got to worry about my own self. But anything he say, they just gonna misconstrue. But at the end of the day, even Saint was saying how the fans see the sabotage. They see what they said Stefanski gave up on to Shedeur too early. Stefanski never wanted Shedeur. And he still don't. And Stefanski's motto is, I might have to let you play, but I don't have to let you win. And if we win, even if we win with you winning, getting it done, I don't have to give you credit for it. And this game is going to continue when Stefanski should have just been fired. Right? You got black fans speaking out, white fans speaking out. Hell, Richie Incognito saying Stefanski need to be fired. And he was found being racist against Jonathan Martin. So, I mean, God damn, what else you need, right? But that's Haslam's doing. And I've said it. Haslam going to let this franchise get snatched from him behind Stefanski's racism towards Shedeur. It's well beyond sabotage. And to ask Shedeur that about his saboteur with his saboteur right there, it's just this ridiculous. So I'm glad I had a chance to finally play the interview. Hopefully that's one. Hopefully that's just the first one I get. And I'm telling y'all, I was like, did this really just happen? Did this really just happen? And when he said, they, like I said, they were getting ready for some kind of dinner. And then when he said, yeah, we're having Thanksgiving at Big Boy's house tomorrow, I was like, get the hell out of here. The dude doing a halftime show. And y'all heard me asking, do you think it's good for Outkast to do the halftime show? They don't have no rappers in Cleveland. And then he know this dude, right? You know me, I'm just going to ask the question. So hopefully, y'all, this is only one of the first interviews that God has set up for me to do, because I swear, I was headed into a different direction. I'm telling y'all, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna do this, and there you go. There you go. So I'm just saying, there's some things you just can't make happen, right? You just can't make these things happen. And y'all know I've been wanting to talk to a Browns fan. Let me see what y'all say about it. Hit the like button for me, everybody. Please, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm less than 230 away from, what is it, 7,000? 6,000 by Christmas Eve. That's my Christmas gift from y'all to me. 244 people. Hit the like button, please. And I don't know who I can interview next. If y'all have some good ideas of people I should interview, let me know. I'll see if I could kind of pray to God to make it happen, because I definitely didn't make this happen. Can't wait until Sunday. I totally agree. I'm excited about the game, and we will be live. We will be doing our watch party. Have a great show. Thank you. Fire Stefanski. There you go. Hey, Tina, welcome back. Go Browns. Let's make the playoffs. Yes. Hello, chat. And what she says for, how you doing? It said vote for Shedeur and Sanders in the Pro Bowl. So I put the link in the chat, y'all. You see it on the screen. Just copy and paste it and go vote for Shedeur while you're here. Hey, how you doing, Pamela? How you doing? Welcome back, Jeff. Welcome back. Greetings. Hey, Gracie. Welcome back. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. We did. We hope you do as well. We hope you did. Welcome back, Amber. Welcome back, Bridget. Jam, how you doing? Yep, Reese is shifty. Totally agree. Let me tell y'all something. Don't buy into nothing that man is saying. Because I'm telling you, he is this much different than Stefanski. He know what he doing. He knows exactly what he doing. And he trying to keep his job too. Just in case they're going to help him get to UCLA, which is the worst thing that could happen. Instead, I heard earlier that it was Sanders' idea to practice outside. They were set to practice inside today. Right. Why the hell am I practicing inside if this is your weather? Now, y'all wanted to wait until the end of the season for me to play. So bring you on out here. Come on out here. Because, see, I done played in Boulder for 2 years. So I'm good. Come on. Yeah. Why would you practice inside? You need to be outside so you don't feel it or it don't affect you negatively. You got to know what do you need to do to keep warm, right? Did y'all see Miss Pilar? She had some kind of coat that had some kind of heater type situation in it and gloves or a hat or something. I was like, nah, that's pretty good. So technology has really aided that situation. It said the Celebration Bowl is about, yes, I'm definitely going. I want to go. I'm a SWAC alum. Okay. MEAC. Okay, MEAC in the house. I'm a SWAC alum too. It said, please like the stream. It said, please like the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got you, we got you, we got you. It said, I'm not a Browns fan, but I support them as long as Shedeur was there. Never concerned myself with them. Totally agree. A lot of us became Browns fans, but they wanted to split us off. So we became Shedeurians because that's what they said we were. I said, oh, we Shedeurians. So I just decided to answer the call. I did. It said, there are no coincidences. It was perfect thing that you were there. Divine destiny. What she said, sports, many are called, few are chosen. Thank you. I like that. Thank you so much. It said, hey, I'm a SWAC alum as well. It said bachelor's and master's degree. I've been a Shedeurian auntie since Jackson State days. Yes. It said my family and I attended every home game each year and several away games. Yep. And man, that was such fun times. We always often talk about how when we drove from Atlanta to go to Jackson State, the people we met, we were buying merch and the food, it was just so wholesome, right? And they were giving us rides on these golf carts to and from the stadium and stuff like that. And how, I think it was raining, but nobody cared. It wasn't storming. It was like drizzling, right? And we were standing up and it was just something I just hate that had to end, right? So it's the vibe. So if y'all have never experienced it and you can get to Atlanta in 2 hours, I'm telling you, go to the Celebration Bowl. Just go and experience the vibe and just have fun. It's gonna be lit. So I hope I can go for sure and try to stream while I'm there. So that way I can bring some more content. And y'all might see me back at some Hawks games pretty soon. Thank you. How you doing? Thank you. It said, who remembers what Josh Allen said about Black people before he was drafted? I do. I do. And how many times have y'all heard me say, y'all do know why they like Josh Allen, right? That's why. Because that was his dog whistle to them about who he was. Hey, how you doing, Isaiah? CP looks like his spirit is low. Something seems off. I don't really think that, but I mean, yeah, I guess you never know. He could be sad that, the season is ending, and I know it's a whole lot of stuff happening over there. It said, I wish Coach Prime would have stayed at JSU. Me too, that boy Wig. Me too. I'm happy that Jackson State made it back to winning, but the Prime effect on HBCUs was magnificent. It was a time, and it's in our memories, and it was sad when it came to that end. But the way things are going, I have no problem with saying I'm pretty sure that they came to disrupt and not for him to succeed in the Power Five, but to only disrupt Jackson State. Because when you have the GM of the Big 12 trashing your recruiting and you lose 3 recruits after that and all of this other stuff before that, these people don't want you to win. They just didn't want you to get all these Black players to HBCUs. That's what they feared. And then the NFL clearly got his own set of fears where Black quarterbacks are concerned. People think it's just hatred. It's beyond that. It's fear. It's insecurity. Because why? They've been practicing race norming since 120 years. And that's supposed to be that Black men can't get it done. Black men can't be quarterbacks. Well, apparently they can. If Black men are not the majority of quarterbacks, this is the majority. And then there's Black quarterbacks. But then we're talking about the starters of 32 teams. And they have taken over that. They officially already did it. Just because they kept Shedeur from it, these guys still in the league. They just pairing them up together and making them triplets and everything else. Stacking them on depth charts, keeping them away from teams like Minnesota and the 49ers and the Rams and the Chargers. Because if they put them on those teams, they're going to be everywhere. And then they don't want to put a black quarterback behind Matt Stafford or Jared Goff or, not anybody that can take his job. They don't want Shedeur behind J.J. McCarthy because you already know how that's going to go. Shedeur can elevate the game just like Lamar. And because they're different skill sets and they're still getting it done, there's no stopping them. So they lied and said Shedeur wasn't good. They lied and said his skill set was outdated. They lied and made it seem like they wanted more Lamar Jacksons, but they cheat him every chance they get. I know he got to be tired. Every single time. And I said it. Lamar got to ask himself, do the Ravens want to win with me? No, they don't. And the Browns don't want to win with Shedeur. If they did, they would celebrate the fact that he got them into the hunt. They wouldn't be trying to explain it away. They wouldn't call him stepping out the pocket and delivering a touchdown that helped them win some individual achievement, like he's selfish. They wouldn't be so focused on process. First of all, we're talking about football. What the hell process are you talking about? Obviously, your process fails because you've been sorry until Shedeur took at the helm and an individual achievement and they win. But they don't want to talk about it. I was talking about it. 10 million people loving on Shedeur, standing up for him, being the face of accountability is what needs to continue. And I think the weather might be to keep Shedeur from getting injured. Because that's next on their bingo card. Well, damn it, we got to let him start. Okay, we can't keep manipulating the game plan. Well, if he get injured, nothing we can do about it, and the fans can't get mad. But here come the weather. Look at the weather as God's way of protection. I've always looked at it like that. Well, since I was old enough to understand what was going on. Like a heads up, if you will. I smell covert racism. You mean overt racism? There ain't nothing covert about it. There ain't nothing covert about this. If it was covert, we wouldn't even know. Stefanski wanted us to know. And it's crazy how they want to protect Stefanski from himself because he was the one. What did I say about the dumb robber in the group? Gonna get everybody roped up? He wanted people to know. I'm holding Shedeur back. I'm not prioritizing him. Then they got the audacity when Shedeur says, is speaking of the future. If I have a whole offseason, it could get dangerous. Oh, he blaming Stefanski. He didn't say shit about Stefanski. He didn't have to point out that Stefanski didn't prioritize him, which meant he should have already been fired because you've been holding back a quarterback that you can win with. And the fans did right the boycott. And they need to keep standing on their heads as needed. Josh Allen is not... Somebody talking about what Josh Allen is and what he not. You don't know what Josh Allen is. You don't live with him. And I don't give a damn about him marrying somebody that's black, half black, or however you want to say it. It don't matter. Coach Prime made the right decision for the young man. I totally agree. For Julian. It said, yes, they play at noon on Fox Sports. I'll still watch the game. Okay, Val. Thank you for that. CP not happy they're closing the season on a losing streak. Yeah, that's probably why he looked like that. I mean, I wouldn't either, right? And I don't know. Part of me kind of want to think that maybe, Julian redshirting is good for Juju just in case they surprise Shedeur or Coach Prime with a thank you for your services, but we're going to go in a different direction. Yep, I could see it. Because I can promise you they want it to be a surprise. It said Will Shepard was signed to the Packers. Will Shepard was signed to the 53-man roster for the Packers. All right, here we go. Okay. I thought I saw some people celebrating Green Bay, but I didn't know what they were celebrating. Okay, thank you. And isn't it true that we now have 3 Buffs players active for the 53-man roster? We got Cameron Simmer-Craig, we have Will Shepard, we have BJ Green, Travis is injured. Jimmy Horn Jr. Anybody check in with Jimmy Horn Jr. lately? We got Zay Weaver still on the 53-man roster. And they had a quarterback change, so I don't know how that's going. And then, of course, we got Shedeur. So that means, I know who it is. One person still, we got LaJonte, he's active. One person, Derek McClendon. Do y'all know if he was activated to Miami Dolphins 53-man roster? If not, he the only one that's still on the practice squad. It said Coach Prime is going to be fine. Just check the receipts from the local businesses at Boulder since Coach Prime arrival. I mean, honestly, if you thought that mattered, to be honest with you, if that mattered, do you really think they would have let a Big 12 GM, general manager, and his staff trash out of 16 schools, Colorado's program in recruiting, saying with all the resources they have at Georgia and Alabama, if you can't make it there, no point in you coming to Colorado. Excuse me? Y'all got 16 schools in this conference. Why are you picking Colorado? And then they lost three recruits after that. So they don't give a damn about the money. If you don't believe me, go watch Johnny Harris' video where he shows you about billionaires and how when they get to a certain point, I think, what was the term he used? We are post money at this point. It ain't about the money. They already got the contracts they need. They already got the relationships. That's a freaking blizzard. Yep, it is. It is. It says Shedeur is the reason they practice outdoors. The coaches were going to practice indoors. Now they need to be outdoors. It says Shedeur will show the 49ers something that they never seen before. I hope so. Snowing in Cleveland. Selmo, that's right. You are there. You are there. Oh, that's good. They listened to him. That is good. That's a good sign, right? That's a good sign. They did listen. It said the reporters were asking Shedeur. That is crazy and unprofessional. They should have asked the Stefanski a question. Yeah, they should have asked the saboteur. Are you sabotaging him? Why you push Shedeur on the spot? Because you don't want to hold Stefanski accountable. And the people making excuses for Stefanski is gross, considering fans are talking about how Stefanski did Deshaun Watson dirty. Very unprofessional. Oh, believe we told them to ask Kevin. Show did. And it's funny. I heard a reporter, I think Mary Cabot, asked Reese about how Shedeur played. I'm like, did y'all ever ask Stefanski that? Because he never answered the question then. She asked him, and he basically did the little dance around and threw in every now and then. Like I say, he ain't no different than Stefanski. Just threw in, he made a good play, right? But then went on. But we're not concerned about wins and losses. Shut the hell up. We're more concerned about process. It was individual achievement, effort for him to step out the pocket and help us win. And now everybody else want to use the Wildcat to absolve Kevin Stefanski from appearing like he was sabotaging Shedeur. I don't know why they protected Kevin Stefanski, because he the one gonna get all of them roped up. And Haslam too. Rooting for Shedeur. That's it. They said, okay, Chicago, and I'm from Mississippi and moved to Texas. Oh my Lord. You remember from Mississippi to Texas. He sounds like Kevin Stefanski. Yes, he does. Love your show. I believe. Okay, Anna, well, you need to hang out with us. We're gonna go live during a game. I need to schedule it probably tonight. The watch party. I think it's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I like Tommy Reese. He's good. Coach, I like you, but you seem like you just want to be the voice of dissent in this podcast, but we're going to let you hang out because you're not rude. Why in the hell do you like Tommy Reese? Answer that. Why would you like Tommy Reese when he said he ain't no different than Stefanski? Tell me what you like about him. I know you're going to let me know, Coach. Let me know what you like about him. It said he was told by Kevin Stefanski to say that. Right. They gave him his talking points. Totally agree. Coach, I'm waiting on you to tell me why you like Tommy Reese. You have no reason to like Tommy Reese. I want to hear what you got to say. It said, grand evening. What she said, sports and chat family. I hope everybody had a meaningful, blessed family time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I had, did anybody have, what is it called? Leftovers? Seconds help is on leftovers. Did anybody have leftovers? I had some today. They were good. Sometimes the food is better the second day after it's been cooked because, it sits and the seasoning starts to like get in and bake and everything. Y'all, my yams, if we ever have an in-person meet and greet, I'm bringing the yams. I'm bringing the yams Because I'm telling you, they were good. I'm telling you, I need to figure out some kind of way to package them up and sell them to mass produced grocery stores or something. My yams are good. I'm telling you. And somebody, Pat Davis, I think, was it Pat? Somebody emailed me and said they lived in Georgia too. I said, oh, we got to find a way to get together or something like that. And she suggested maybe we could do like a meet and greet, like a live stream meet and greet and stuff like that. Whoever can make it. But if we got to bring food, I'm bringing my yams so y'all can try them. I'm just saying. And I have decided to name the members, supporters, what did I say? What she said, Sports Nation, because we're growing. So there you go. So it's the Hungry Dogs playing. I hope the Hungry Dogs playing. I hope so, right? I just really wish they would get to the point where they realize, we keep trying to hold this kid back and it don't work. But what did Julian Johnson Law tell us? Black people underestimate Jim Crow, number one. Number two, how long they are willing to keep it up. And you see, it's just going from black quarterback to it's 16 of them right now. And they trying to take them all down one way or another. So Julian Johnson Law is correct. It said now he was talking with more sense when Shedeur wasn't playing. Right. When Shedeur wasn't playing, Tommy Reese was an advocate. Oh, yeah, he's ready, this, that, and the other. But now that he's playing, they done gave him some talking points. So just like they gave Cam some talking points, they done gave Tommy Reese some talking points. And Coach, I'm waiting on you to tell me why you like him. It said get sacked or keep throwing the ball to lower his completion percentage. It said then they'll complain about that because that's what they did already. The Ravens game. He only had 12 yards because you want him to throw a ball away. Now you want him to stand in the pocket to get sacked. And that's why I say Tommy Reese ain't no good either because he know better than that. It said there is a whole lot of room for the head coach to improve as well. Totally agree. But I just want him fired. Actually, I think most people want Stefanski fired. Remember I did a poll, and plus I'm looking at different people comment and talk. A lot of people want Stefanski fired. And like I said, even for Richie Incognito to say, yeah, he got to go. A lot of people want him fired. So I asked the question, what's the right move? I'm going to share this with y'all. I said, what's the right move for... Hold on one second. Here it is right here. Let me share this with y'all. What's the right move for the Browns to make? So let me share the results. Because when I ask questions, I at least want y'all to see that I care to share the answer. I didn't just ask for my health. Let's see. Here it is right here. Okay. Make sure. Okay, here you go. You can see my screen. I'm over here to the left. Okay, here we go. Dog pounds, Shedeurians. This is Browns fans, dog pounds, Shedeurians. I just put us together. What's the right move for the Cleveland Browns? 208 people voted. It said keep Shedeur at QB1 through the end of 2025 season is one option. The second option for y'all that are traveling in audio only, trade Shedeur Sanders for the 2026 season, meaning next season, is option 2. Option 3, fire Stefanski now. And option 4, keep Stefanski as head coach through the end of this season. So the answer that people like the most, the selection, 58% of people between the dog pounds and Shedeurians said the right move for the Cleveland Browns to make is to fire Stefanski now. It wasn't even about Shedeur. It was about Stefanski. You see, people feel like this dude is bad news. He is. He really is. And the second selection was keep Shedeur QB1 through the end of the season. Only 30% of people said that. People really want Stefanski gone. And then the third most selected answer is trade Shedeur for next season. That's 10%. And then the last option, the least selected, was keep Stefanski as head coach through the end of this season. Only 2%. So 58% of people overwhelmingly said fire Stefanski now. 30% keep Shedeur QB1 through the end of this season. And then next year, trade Shedeur Sanders to a different team. So here's my question for Browns fans, Selmo and all the other people, Saint, if you out there. All right, now that y'all see that Shedeur can get down, right? Y'all see Shedeur can even overcome Stefanski's foolishness. Regardless of where Stefanski is. Are y'all really wanting to draft another quarterback and let Shedeur get traded to another team? Because that's what's going to happen. He's not going to be QB2 behind nobody. Because there's 10 million people out here going to make sure that accountability is delivered on time overnight. So, Browns fans, the dog pound. How y'all feel about the Browns not wanting to win with Shedeur, holding him back, even though he's at QB1, not wanting to give him the credit? Because the overall goal is to draft a white quarterback next year. Let me know your thoughts. Or non-black quarterback, however you want to say it. It's still the same thing. Too many black quarterbacks. Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on the screen so people can look at it. It say he's auditioning for that UCLA job. Shedeur is embarrassing them all. I wouldn't even hire him if I heard that. I'm like, oh, hell no. We diverse. They diverse over there at UCLA. Right? It says it's all a matter of time. Everyone getting fired. It said you see how the other teams firing people because they colluded on 12. Now it's backfiring. I agree. I totally agree. What I feel like I'm seeing is a shift. And the shift that I'm seeing is Andrew Berry bringing Deshaun out that Kevin Stefanski did dirty last year. And has them talking about winning is the goal. What did Tommy Reese say? Well, we don't want to get caught up in wins and losses. So that's really going against what Haslam said, right? If Tommy Reese is auditioning for a job, guess who's going to help him get the job if he says the right things? Now, let's see if he get the job. Because what I have watched of these people, they will look like use you to offer you something and they just discard you. And personally, Stefanski seems like the type of person, he don't want Tommy Reese to get the credit for winning. So he done gave Tommy Reese some talking points to trash Shedeur like he is, to undermine Shedeur or maybe act like he's irrelevant. Why? So Tommy Reese can't be the head coach. And Tommy Reese not smart. Why would you go along with anything Stefanski said when people actually believe you? Because you're not smart. You think Stefanski gonna help you get that job. Let's see if he can help you keep it. Stefanski moving him out the way. Why would I repeat anything Stefanski says when after Tommy Reese got the head set calling duties or whatever, even though Stefanski's still out there calling plays? Why would I trust Stefanski if he said, well, I mean, if you played Madden, you've called plays. And then you dumb enough to repeat what he is saying and do what he is doing to Shedeur because you think he gonna help you. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Because to me, they just discard people like Jerry Jeudy. Let's see what happened with him. It said, yeah, they think we ain't paying attention. Don't trust this one yet. He's got a personal agenda. We watching. Right. And that's what they need to know, Barbara. We watching, right? It said Kevin Stefanski is following instructions all day. It said because they have the complexion for the protection is why they get the pass. Right. And here's the thing. That's exactly what it is. And they want us to be quiet. I'm like, y'all crazy. And you know why I say y'all crazy? How you gonna come and want to attach yourself to some hair care products that you think I'm too dumb enough to know that they no longer black, when it's really just Procter & Gamble? Okay. You attaching yourself to something because you think we dumb enough to not know that it's no longer black owned. Like we didn't get the memo, the update. We don't keep up with what's going on. And we're going to go, ooh, the NFL likes us. At the same time, they out here sabotaging Shedeur and Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes and every other black quarterback that's starting this year. Divide and conquer. We're not supposed to care about what they doing to black men. Are you out your mind? Our brothers, uncles, cousins, in-laws, classmates, neighbors. Why the hell would I not care about what happens to black men as a black woman? You have to be out of your rabbit mind to think that's going to work. I ain't going to tell you what you're really doing. I'm going to just let it happen. They really think we dumb. I just want y'all to understand it. They really believe that race on the crap. Whether they practicing in policy written down in HR or they just remembering the steps and they still doing it. They really believe that. They've been practicing it too long not to believe it. And now that black quarterbacks have become the majority of QB1s, even though they keep moving them around like musical chairs, that race norm theory is a bunch of crap, isn't it? And they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that they've been lying and destroying people's lives since the last 120 years for something that was never true in the first place. So they keep treating us like it is. We need you to stay in the pocket and get lit up. It said, when you leave the pocket, you be shining too bright. Well said. That's why they want him to stay in the pocket. I'm like, damn, after what happened to Lamar. And it's funny how people don't want to talk about it, but it was like that with Shedeur in the Ravens game. When Lamar came to town and the Ravens was propping up Dylan, but letting Lamar get sacked, and then they was over here setting up Shedeur. Yeah, they didn't talk about the O-line. They talked about Jerry Jeudy. Backstab for real. Straight up for real. Matter of fact, I need to find Southern University playing Backstabbers and start using it as an intro, or at least play it one time. I remember when I used to play in the summer Sade, Is It a Crime? And now y'all know why I was playing it. Yes, it's a crime for what they did to Shedeur. Now I'm going to go start playing Backstabbers. Southern did a rendition of it in the 5th quarter versus somebody. It said, this is why he's not ready to be a head coach. Right. He's no head coach. I wouldn't even hire him after that. 10 million followers are speaking very loudly. Yup, that's facts. He wanted to finish his dad's legacy at UCLA. Whose dad was at UCLA? Let us know. It's not just the Shedeur thing. Kevin can't coach. No, he's not a good coach. He's not a good coach at all. It said, when are they going to improve with that bad play calling? I've seen other people talk about calling plays for Shedeur to throw between 0 to 5 yards. Shedeur just needs to play his ball, Mom said. Right. They're probably damn near trying to hurt Shedeur. It ain't no damn near. The weather might be getting ready to save him. Understand, the weather might be getting ready to save him. That's why Stefanski was like, oh yeah, Shedeur played in the snow and stuff in Colorado because he know he don't have to tailor the game plan to Shedeur. He got to call something else to bypass Shedeur. Now, if he start calling pass plays with the snow and all you can see is your hand, then he on that same BS-ery. But understand, Kevin Stefanski on that BS-ery. And now Tommy Rees want to be Kevin Stefanski instead of being Tommy Rees. Okay. They know he broke the curse. It's that they don't care because he's not their great white hope. I hope Shedeur avoids getting sacked. Yeah, me too. I don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, I can see the snow being in Shedeur's favor for getting out the pocket. Well, hell, I can't see, so I got to get out the pocket so I can see. How do you really want somebody to score in the pocket when you know your O-line is trash? And here's the thing. He could get sacked 10 times, just like Geno Smith. All they're going to do is make a little clip about it. You know, the Cleveland Browns made a clip saying for your enjoyment, watching Geno Smith get sacked 10 times. Who the hell wants to watch that? That's all they're going to do. And understand, Geno Smith had a damn good year before they booted him out of Seattle to block Shedeur, to use Geno as an excuse. We don't need a quarterback. That's why Tom Brady wasn't there. Michael Irvin confirmed a team sought out Shedeur for a trade, and Cleveland wanted a 2nd-round pick. Did he say what team it was? I'm going to have to go listen to that. What I have noticed, and I talked about this yesterday, I have noticed that several teams are starting to speak the truth. Well, we knew he was good. Yeah, we heard the kid was good. We were shocked that he went late. I'm like, oh, okay. And don't forget Albert Breer. People don't like him. But what he said should before the trade deadline, should the 49ers have traded for him? Now, again, they got 4 quarterbacks over there. So where the hell he going to go? It wasn't going to be QB1. So when you hear an NFL insider pushing Shedeur should have been traded after he balls out to a team that got too many quarterbacks, that's the plan, to make sure he get traded as anything other than QB1. And that's what Stefanski, Tommy Rees are all working to by asking Shedeur to stay in the pocket. He's done everything we've asked him to do. Now they want him to stay in the pocket like Lamar and get lit up. I just want Shedeur to get the hell out of Cleveland. So I want to know what the Browns fans think. Are y'all cool with them setting up Shedeur so they could trade him so y'all could get somebody else? Or is it y'all gonna fight for Shedeur and be like, we got the guy. He's the guy. Do right by the guy and get some new people. But I don't even know if that would happen. I don't even know if that would happen. What do you think about Marshall Faulk becoming a head coach? Okay, good question. I think I saw Draylon Miller like that post too. So I was wondering, was he leaving? But I don't know. I think Marshall Faulk on the ground started writing on the wall and knew to get the hell out. That's what I think. What did I say? I said this. When I watched Colorado play, one of the last games I probably watched, I noticed that Marshall Faulk was instructing who I think is Gunnar White, the offensive line coach who came from Jackson State, on how to do something to maybe block for the run. I'm assuming, because that's the connection, right? You got the running back coach, and then you have the O-line. You know those two work together. And he was explaining to him in a way like he should have already known it. And the other dude was just like he wasn't really getting it, or, oh, okay, I'll try it. And I'm like, oh, Lord. And I said, okay. And next thing you know, he gone. So he's either gone because he's sick of the BS, right? Or he knows the writing on the wall and it's best that he jump ship. Now, if it's the writing on the wall, it's also the reason I said why Juju Lewis, Coach Prime, decided, let me go ahead on and have him redshirt. Because if they fire me and Juju still play and burn his year, and he going to want to jump ship if Pat Schumer or Livingston is the coach and not Coach Prime. That's kind of what I think is happening, right? And they could still leave him in place and render him a lame duck. What do I mean by that? Kind of what they had him being in this season, making him look incompetent with all of this quarterback musical chairs, only for Pat Schumer to get his way with Ryan Staub and it be a total disaster. But he only used it to put Juju behind Staub, which is crazy, to undermine bringing in all these 5 stars. So I'm going to run off Juju. I already ran off the other kid to Texas Tech. And then I already put a dagger in Caden's NFL career. That kid was number 15. Understand that? So I'm glad he did it. I think Coach Prime need to go to FAMU. Matter of fact, I think Willie Simmons needs to heads up. You know, he over there balling at FIU, Mr. Willie Simmons. Let me say this. If they come and get you, it ain't for you to be successful. You're not in the Power 5. If they come and get you, it's to put a dagger in your career and disrupt whatever you got going on at whatever level you on. So stay over there, and hopefully you go back to an HBCU and then players go with you. There's a black coach that was at a school marshal, and he got hired by University of Southern Mississippi. I think I went to cheerleading camp there in Harrisburg, Mississippi, I think. Black and yellow, something like that. Well, I watched him play, I think, Jackson State this year. I was like, God damn, is the whole school black now? What happened, right? I watched this thing. I was looking at everything. Everybody looked black. I think that black coach got hired over there. Do y'all know all of his players hopped in the portal behind him and went to wherever he went? If they knew Coach Prime was getting another job, that's what would happen. That's why, even with Coach Prime being in the Raiders owner suite, did you hear anybody say maybe Coach Prime gonna be a head coach in the NFL? Remember how they kept pushing up that narrative when Shedeur was there? Remember, Coach Prime gonna leave. He gonna go where Shedeur going. Why they didn't say that this time? Because they already trashed his recruiting, so no need. That's what that was about. It was always about Coach Prime going with Shedeur, or they going to the same team, to the Cowboys, to the Raiders, but they was never taking Shiloh. That's how I knew that the media was trying to disrupt his recruiting, because he wouldn't go nowhere and not take Shiloh. The Sanders need to do their own thing. These people not going to never be fair to them because their legacy is too powerful. And that's not a bad thing. But as Black people, sometimes we have to do our own thing, especially when we have power, when we have influence, when people gravitate towards us. Sometimes we got to do our own thing. And like Gil's Arena, he did do his own thing. And what happened? That's what you got to be on the lookout for. When you get successful on your own, them setting it up. They'll let you be hella successful as long as you're not competing with them. At some point, you know you're gonna end up competing with them. So that's what I think about it. I think Marshall Faulk either saw the writing on the wall or he was sick of the BS. It said they snakes that Texas game was bogus too. To make Arch look good. Yeah, because they want him to come out this year. See, if Arch don't come out this year, that means Cleveland got to find a quarterback for a year, and they already got a first-round pick because they knew they were snubbing him so they could get Arch. But things weren't working out. I told y'all when they beat Oklahoma, I was like, I said, nope. They need that kid to come out. Because if not, I can only hold Shedeur back so much longer because 10 million people. So that's what they racing against, time. And if he don't come out this year, what am I going to do for a quarterback next year? If I don't want it to be Shedeur this year, what am I going to do with Dylan? You think my fan base going to let me go back to Dylan for a whole year until Archimate come out of school? They need that kid to come out now. And if he's not good, that's going to be on the Browns fans. Because we're going to be fans of whatever team Shedeur going to. And that's just facts. They need that kid to come out now because it's throwing a wrench into the situation because, I got the first pick in the draft. Should I trade down so I could just get something else and then maybe just keep Dylan? Because I really think the plan when that kid couldn't get the Heisman, when he wasn't playing well, I really felt like, I said, they're going to try to roll with Dylan for a whole season next year when they know he's not like that. And they would have been successful if they fans hadn't boycotted. Once they fans boycott, and now it's 10 million people saying Stefanski sabotaged, those are problems that they're not used to having. And you could tell by the way they're handling it. They're trying to do damage control, but it's too late. And now their fans want Stefanski gone. Of course we do. But the reason why they don't want to fire Stefanski is because they're going to trade Shedeur. And I'm fine with that as long as it's QB1 because it's going to be a problem to be had. If it's not, he's already proven he's a QB1. But understand, they gonna try it. And that's what all of this sabotage, holding down his yards, making sure that he don't look like the star, the hero of the team. That's what all of that's about. Making Shedeur be irrelevant when a quarterback is the most important position on the team until the quarterback, the QB1, is Shedeur. Tommy likes Shedeur. No, he don't. Tommy don't. Tommy likes his job. Because he want to get to the next job. And if he was smart, he would have rolled with Shedeur and showed that I'm better than him. But he's scared. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to learn. It's that on that 53-yard pass, there was pressure coming straight up the middle almost immediately. Shedeur had to scramble outside the pocket and make the play. Right. So here's the double speak. Yeah, he did good on that. He did good on that. But we want him to see the evidence of a clean pocket and stay in it longer. As if he ran because he don't know a clean pocket when he see one. And that was an individual achievement. That wasn't about the team. Tommy Rees don't like Shedeur. He want to keep his job. Why? Because after Deshaun Watson got injured and Kevin Stefanski turned over his headset to Ken Dorsey got fired. Now Tommy Rees is trying not to get fired. It's both Reese and Stefanski. Facts. That's what people need to see. Somebody say I voted 5 times. I didn't even know you could vote that many times. I voted twice. Okay, we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that quiet because I didn't know you could do that. It said the fact that people actually believe that Tommy is more for Shedeur than Kevin proves to me that the spirit of discernment is not as strong. It's not. Some people just don't get it. It's that I think coaches and players got to vote too to get to the Pro Bowl. Okay. And that could be the case too because I think Angel Reese got cheated too. And now the girl that they cheated Angel Reese for, you don't hear nothing about her. Is she still in the WNBA? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Thank you, Cynthia. It said the reason why he slipped in the draft is because he's smart, right? He's smart. He's hella popular. He's already a celebrity. He's already rich. And more importantly, he will elevate the game to the next level. Like Lamar became the standard, Shedeur will become the standard. They don't want Shedeur to be the standard because everybody can't reach. Everybody's not Shedeur. Dylan is not Shedeur. And they came out of school at the same time, right? So Shedeur is like Lamar, which is why they both getting cheated. That's why they want them both to stay in the pocket to reduce their impact on the game. And they want them both to get sacked so they can get the hell on. Because everybody is not a Lamar. Everybody is not a Shedeur. And with Lamar and Shedeur being different skill sets, well, god damn. So Kevin Stefanski wants the third option, a game manager in Dylan. You ain't got to be good. You just got to be not black. That's what they tried to break Deshaun Watson down into it. You saw how Deshaun was over there guiding Shedeur. Remember, they ain't want that at first. They ain't want that at first. But when people say Stefanski is sabotaging Shedeur, people coming out and admitting that Stefanski sabotaged Deshaun. Oh, come on, Deshaun, come on. We want you out here first, but now they telling, come on. That's all it is. It's just photo ops. And he over there talking to Shedeur, this, that, and the other. They don't want that kid either. They don't want Deshaun, that young man. They don't want him to succeed either. But now people telling the truth about how he got $230 million. None of those women came forward. They got found. And who you think had the numbers to those women? The white married men that gave the number to Deshaun. In the story. It said, speak on it. It said, keep watching, people. It said, God is watching. It said, Shedeur Sanders is already elite. Here's something you can do while you looking for a head coach's job. Call better plays. Right. So while Tommy Reese out here trying to get to the next level and placate Kevin Stefanski by taking down Shedeur and forgetting Shedeur got 10 million fans and other people are watching, why would you turn yourself into Kevin Stefanski when he basically played in your face and said, I mean, if you play Madden, you've called plays. In other words, you ain't doing nothing. And the truth of it is you ain't doing nothing but just being a puppet because the heat is on him. And at the end of the season, don't be surprised they fire you. They're going to do something. They're going to do something with you because they trying to get Kevin Stefanski back. That's why they refuse to let him go. Run the likes up. Hit the like button, please. It said, I totally forgot Michael Vick was the first one they took down. Yep, with the dog BS he wasn't even control of. I wouldn't even be surprised if they ain't pay those people close to him to do that. Well, here's the thing that came out about that, right? Everybody found out. See, it's always some weird stuff, right? Like with Deshaun, it just wasn't no women coming forward. It was, let me get that number of them women that you gave to Deshaun, and we're gonna make sure you don't get in trouble. Yeah. They thought they was gonna use that against Deshaun like he's stupid. And he was just gonna sit and not tell. So if I go, they going too, right? Okay. Because Justin Tucker told you that. So people are starting to talk about the truth about Deshaun. People are starting to talk about the truth about Stefanski and what he did to Deshaun and trying to take an elite, talented individual and break him down to a game manager. Jeff Fisher, Vince Young. If anybody was a Titans fan, if anybody knows Titans history, that's exactly what Jeff Fisher was allowed to do to Vince Young. So they went and got Vince Young, one of the best players, and people say he still is. Problem-free player. Went and got this kid and essentially tortured him and left Jeff Fisher to do it. And then when they fired Jeff Fisher, finally, and all of this is happening with the owner giving Vince Young his phone number and still allowed this to happen for years. It's negligence. This is why Haslam ain't worried. Because the Titans, Texas owner, whatever the hell he was at the time, did the same thing to Vince Young. It's not new. It's not new at all. Vince Young wins this championship and they try to give Vince Young Reggie Bush Heisman. You know what Vince Young said? That's Reggie's Heisman. That was to divide them. But they didn't offer it to none of the white quarterbacks because they didn't want to put them in that situation. Like the O-line. We don't want them to get in trouble. Just like in Deshaun. We don't want the white boys, Deshaun, that introduced the women to Deshaun. We don't want them to get in trouble. But we won't use it against Deshaun because he had the audacity to ask for a trade. That's like a dog chasing his tail. You crazy. You crazy. People just gonna sit up here and allow you to get away with this. You got to be nuts to think black people don't care about black people. Did you not see what happened at Target? Black people still posted, and we ain't going back to Target either. I haven't been. I just ordered a tripod. It did not come from Target. It could have. Matter of fact, I think the one at Target was cheaper, but I keep saying to y'all that it's insane to try to market to black women and bring all these black influencers in while you put Shedeur on the stage and humiliate him and tear him down. And you think we ain't gonna say nothing? You confused. You are poorly, sadly confused. I mean, I don't even understand that kind of thinking. It's irrational. It's irrational to think that Shedeur Sanders is as wildly popular of a celebrity as he is, as good of a football player as he is, with 2.5 million people buying his jerseys out the gate, that 10 million people, including people on the continent of Africa, staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning, would be silent when they have access to social media 24/7. And you would be able to discriminate against Shedeur, devalue Shedeur, humiliate Shedeur in peace. Are you crazy? Do you know how irrational that is? So you're dealing with people that's not playing with a full deck. That's what I'm getting at. And you can't trust people like that. So the weather could be protection for Shedeur, because the next on their bingo card, because we didn't want to draft you. We wanted you to be an undrafted free agent. Then we had to draft you. We got you for a deep discount. We don't want to play you. We don't prioritize you. We held you back in the Rams game to put you behind Dylan. Flacco left. Dylan gets to the one, and now you the one. And they already fixated on holding him back. What you thought they was going to do next? Next on their bingo card was to make sure he was unavailable. And how you think they was going to do that? Go back and look at the game and look at these guys roughing the passer and it not being called by the refs but one time. They kept falling on his legs, falling on his body, hitting him upside the head. They were all black. So the weather could also be Shedeur Sanders' saving grace, because they got to switch up the game plan and they probably going to bypass him and good. We already know what he is. He don't have nothing else to prove. It said no snow on Sunday in Cleveland. I look. Okay, good. That's good. That's real good. It said exactly. Some of them are content with being losers. Then the losing mentality is diabolical. I'm sure. I'm glad Shedeur gonna prove himself right. Because he really don't have nothing else to prove. I think we know Shedeur is that guy. They just want another opportunity to devalue him. That's all it is. That's really it. They just want another opportunity to devalue him. Well done. Thank you. Y'all was telling me y'all like my interview. I appreciate it. It said, I'm not a Browns fan, sis. I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan. Yep. That's it. It said, same here. It said, bruh, a Browns fans till the wheels fall off. Okay, Selma, we get it. I mean, we don't get it, but okay. Why y'all Browns fans and y'all see what they doing to Shedeur? I keep asking it question. It's a real question, but I don't know. I ain't worried about it. It's a lot of y'all that I don't know. He got 10 million of us, so hey, that's what it is. That's what it is. So, well done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Robin said he's right. Robin said Saint is right about the split off and to Browns fans, because if Shedeur Sanders leave, we're not gonna be Browns fans. You're right. We're Shedeurians. That means wherever Shedeur plays is where we're going. That's just like Coach Prime. Wherever he coached, we're fans. That's called the Prime effect. So Shedeur got his own effect. We're Shedeurians. And people don't like that because why? The only reason they don't like it is because they don't want to be held accountable. They should be happy for the new fans. But the new fans are going to want to look out for Shedeur, and they don't want nobody to look out for Shedeur. They don't want nobody to look out for Lamar. But it's insane to believe that Shedeur could have the highest selling jersey as a rookie and people not look out for him. Again, that is irrational. They're not playing with a full deck. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments on the interview. It said, please don't confuse confidence with arrogance. It said, I understand about loyalty to your team, but when some BS is going on, you have to speak up. I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. It said, I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan. It said, W12. It said, Young King, blessed by God. Right. Yep, Young King. That's it. I started a Young Kings collection, put Juju in it, Shedeur in it, Shiloh. They are good. These guys are good. They just playing for the wrong league. That's just what it is. They're playing for a league that doesn't appreciate their talent and only wants to secure the talent to destroy it so you don't go nowhere else and start your own league. That's it. That's just really it. I'm a Shedeurian, not a Brown fan. Right. You just thank Queen. Thank you. And you know what? I hope it's one of the first ones, because I'm telling y'all, that was so surreal, right? I mean, honestly, it was just so surreal. And it just, the connection to him, to Big Boy, and they getting ready to do the halftime show. And here it is. I'm asking, y'all don't have no rappers in Cleveland? Like, why you couldn't get nobody up there? But okay, I get what he's saying. But just the fact that he like, I'm going to his house tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And I already knew, because this Atlanta, that Big Boy does this intimate gathering at his house for Thanksgiving because it's on the internet. So, and now, he's posted that, he's doing a halftime show and stuff like that. But I appreciate Saint, telling me, it's the way I grew up. It's just in me. And I kind of can relate to that, right? But, I guess I don't know. Maybe because I'm a Shedeurian, I'm not attached to any of these teams. Like, I watch Browns fans on the internet, black Brown fans. They be at the tailgate and they get married over there. And I follow the guy. I think I follow the guy that got married. And he said something. I said, so are you caping up for Stefanski? So it's when we come as Shedeurians, we're asking them, we're questioning their allegiance. We're questioning their support of the Browns versus Shedeur. And I guess I didn't see it like that, but that's what it is. I asked him, I'm like, so are you caping up for Stefanski? How you do that? I'm like, how you do that, right? I don't get it. But again, I don't follow these teams. I don't get down like that. To be honest with you, I don't even mess with the league like that because they dirty. I support the players. That's it. Y'all know I got all this stuff over here. When the guys was coming out of Colorado, I ran out, bought my little Bengals hoodie. I got my Vegas water bottle, and I got my Dallas and my Texas. I got all of that. But I don't wear it. I did. But I see, you know what? Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all doing this to all 16 of these quarterbacks in a historic year because you knew this would be the year with 3 quarterbacks coming out in the first round, inherently QB1, that it would be 16 Cam, 17 Shedeur, 18 Milroe, and you stopped it after Cam, and you hurt Shedeur, who did nothing to you. He's talented, and you don't want his talent because he's black. You rather dumb down the league and make it mediocre and cheat all 16 of them, because next year gonna be the first year, and I don't know how long, it might not be one black player in the first round with inherent QB1, because they already have Lenore Sellers, who was supposed to go number 1 overall for $50 million at number 8 or lower, which is nowhere near $50 million. And it happened intentionally. I can't get with that. And I grew up with football. I can't get with that. Sometimes I just like, I'd be glad we should do a move on so I can get the hell on too. And if you know, it's not about the money. It's not. It's about them seeing these guys as ants whose lives they could tinker with and they could just crush. And they protect the white players and they humiliate the black ones. No, there's no allegiance. and no fond memories of the Saints and Falcons rivalry that could make me overlook that. There's a reason why we started following Shedeur way back then. So when we would get to this point, we would be like, okay, yeah, I grew up with these teams, but hey, I can't. My attachment to this kid is too strong. No, because there's too many people willing to stand by what they grew up with rather than what's happening in front of them. And I'm not judging nobody because I ain't going to ask you to interview you and judge you. I ain't have no problem with it. I said, oh, okay, I get it. Because I do get it. Just not me, but I get it. I get it. But that's why Shedeur came in with 10 million fans that's been following him. Some people since Prime, what was it, Deion's Playbook or something like that? I ain't even watched that. But I cheer for all of the family. Because Coach Prime and Miss Pilar and Miss Carolyn, they raised some good people. They not out here with baby mamas and baby daddies, and they not only doing this, that, and the other. They actually are some really good people, right? And then there's little Snow. Like, it would hurt my heart to if I was old enough to know who the hell I was, and he got to the league and they did him the same thing. But don't be surprised. Maybe he ended up playing music instead. Something where he could be respected for his talent. But we're going to see, right? Y'all just might have to tell me about it because I might not know who the hell I am by then. I'm just saying. I call it the daily dose of Snow. I'm already rooting for him. So it would piss me off if they try to hurt that kid when he got to that level to come out of college. And y'all saw what happened to Nick Harbor. Y'all saw how that little Texas State trooper targeted him, and he top 5 headed to the league, top 10 first round. So that says that what I said last year is going to hold for this year. Who going to be next? And they already pointing them out. These dudes better keep their head on the swivel if they in that first or the second round. I'm a Shedeurian, not a Browns fan. Yep, I agree. Thank you, Nikki. It says some people treat sports and their teams like a religion. That's true. And I've come to notice that when people was talking about boycotting the NFL, I'm like, that is not going to work. And it's just not going to work. What's going to have to happen is gradually over time, because it's already starting to lose favor with people in place of soccer because of CTE. And then now you add the racism component, and as it becomes more apparent to people, and people are starting to connect the dots. First, y'all doing Shedeur, then now Lamar. I'm like, no, first Lamar, and somewhere in there was Jalen Hurts, and now Shedeur. But people are now starting to sit back and just kind of look, right? And while all of that's happening, they coming after Black women to market to. I'm like, of all the people you can market to, why you want to market to Black women? Because we want to prove we're not what? Performative. So they want to be performative with us, so they could keep doing what they're doing to Shedeur and justify. We're not racist. We support. These are not Black hair care products. They used to be. They're not anymore. That's just what it is. I'm rolling with Shedeur. When he out, I'm out. That's what I say. I was actually thinking about that today. Somebody posted something about the draft. I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing about the draft. I don't care. Because when the players I came here with this year gone, I'm out. I'm serious. I'm out. I'm already eyeing lacrosse. I'm like, because if I know anybody got kids, hell, y'all might see me with a lacrosse shirt on pretty soon. Because no, these kids need to play a sport that respects them, and they're not going to end up with CTE. Because Black players are steered to the positions that get CTE the most. It's too much. It's too much not to support already. And it's going to take time for people to realize what's going on. That was a great interview. Great job. Thank you. I might get another one. Like I said, hopefully that's the first one. Hopefully that's the first one. Thank you, Crowley. Thank you. There are a lot of Browns fans that are also Buccaneers fans because of Baker Mayfield. It said, if Shedeur plays well and gets traded, many Browns fans will continue to follow him. Oh, that's a good point. Because when they called us Shedeurians, they said something about the Manzielians. So they was talking about Johnny Manziel. Oh, you talking about Johnny Manziel or Baker Mayfield? Oh, that's two different people. Okay, because I know people still follow him. Don't be surprised if that's why he don't make it, because they like, see, you trash, Cleveland. So I think one of the reasons Haslam bought the team was I bet one of the selling points was the fan base loyal. They're gonna show up whether y'all win or lose, so you don't even have to care about it. And remember, Jerry Jones had to walk back his. I don't care about the Dallas defense. Do you really think he the only owner that don't care? No. And he had to walk that back. Thank y'all for the interview. I appreciate it. Nikki said she spoke to her brother-in-law today. He's a longtime Browns fan. I made it all clear. I do not support the Browns. Only Shedeur. That's right. It said, is Shedeur Sanders winning this Saturday versus the 49ers? I say so. We still waiting on you to tell us why you're a Browns fan. I ain't forget. Let us know, coach. Stefanski got some mess with him. Yeah. That's what Browns fans, longtime Browns fans have been saying, talking about his ego and his agenda. I said, tell me more about this agenda. Because y'all know what that means. He slowed down. Yep, Jerry Jeudy slowed down. It said we need to still be in prayer. I don't trust him. Oh, I totally agree. I saw the Browns players dancing in the snow today at practice. Yeah. I'm glad Shedeur had them out there. It said absolutely amazing. Based on their actions, Cleveland ought to be ashamed. There's no excuse. And JJ needs a whipping. I'm sure he gonna get one at some point. Totally unexpected. It said maybe when Trump, what happened? Beats a team. What? Maybe when Trump gets a team, he will get Shedeur. Some of them just see green. Interesting. Very interesting. I still say free Shedeur. Okay, so Robin say it's trade Shedeur. I think that's what's gonna happen anyway. I think that's why Andrew Berry was so excited. I think it's self-serving at the same time because again, Andrew Berry works there and he should have some kind of power to make sure Stefanski can't disrupt or continue to downgrade Shedeur Sanders' draft stock. So Andrew Berry trying to get the max value for Shedeur Sanders' skill set. And y'all pointed out that Michael Irvin said somebody wanted a second round pick. So if they already wanted a second round pick and now here he is out here balling out, I should be able to send him as a first round pick. But Andrew Berry is up against the same thing Shedeur is up against, Kevin Stefanski. And why Haslam would allow this? That's why I say the fire is at his feet. That's why he was out there with that photo op. But you think he would cut ties with Stefanski and right this ship for his fan base that he want to take into 2029. But they so arrogant. I don't need y'all. Y'all gonna show up anyway. And would he be wrong? Would he be wrong? Not us. Would he be wrong? It said, mint friend. Got it. You talking about Tilma Fertitta. Yep. It said when it's 20 below and under the football feels like a brick. Oh, when it's 20 below and under the football feels like a brick. Okay. I don't know how they keep their hands warm. I know they got some kind of heat warmers in there, but when you out there and you trying to throw the ball, I know that has to have some kind of impact. And he probably don't gloves. I don't know if they play with gloves like that. They want Shedeur to stay in a non-existent pocket. It said now all of a sudden they have a superb O-line. Thank you. And they know they don't. In your face. This is never ending. Totally agreed, y'all. It said Kevin is not done sabotaging Shedeur. Oh, I know. Oh, he's somewhere happy. I saw him today when he was being asked about the weather. Oh, yeah. You know, Shedeur, you know, he played in Boulder. He good. You know what? He's so happy. He get to change the game plan to run through the running backs because you ain't going to want to be passing the ball like that unless it's just beautiful and it's not snowing like somebody said it's not going to be snowing. He's so happy he get to bypass Shedeur. That's all. Yeah. I'm like, you ain't that excited about Shedeur. You're not going to convince us of nothing. I'm like, just keep it pushing, Stefanski. It's that I can't wait to sell the team. It says Shedeur needs an owner, coach, a GM that believe in him and wants the best for him so he can be successful. Totally agree. And I don't know who that is right now. Bone Thugs and Harmony are Cleveland natives. Well, okay. So they could have did it. Okay. But I think Saint said that Outkast just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. We were actually watching the ceremony here at the house. So I just didn't see the connection, but okay. Ramon said I stood on business. Ramon said I stood on business. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll be here for the watch party. Okay, so y'all make sure I'm getting ready to go schedule it after I get off of here. So let me know. It said, faithful believers say you are also reporting at its best, evidence-based, professional, and passionate. Thank you for what you demonstrate in the name of journalism. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's nice. That's nice. Michael Irvin says someone tried to trade for Shedeur and the Browns wanted. I got to go look that up. I got to go look into that. Ain't no party like HBCU party. I know that's right. I know that's right. Put the link back in the chat so I can vote for Shedeur. Okay, let me do it right now. All right, I'm putting the link in the chat and I'm going to put it in the comments once the video uploads. Y'all know there's two sets of comments, right? There's comments while we're live. And then when the video goes live, those comments are still there. And you could always go back and look at them just in case you need to remember something or somebody that was in the chat. And then there's the actual comments after the live stream on YouTube itself. So I'm going to put the link in the chat to vote for Shedeur. Y'all make sure y'all do that before we get off of here. Just go run over there and do it. And if you have to create an account, it's free. It's okay. Y'all know what to do afterwards if you don't want it no more, but just go vote. Just go vote. All right. So I'm going to put the link in there. All right. Vote for Shedeur. Yeah, I hope I get another interview. I know I will. I just gotta stay ready. I just gotta stay ready. Because I start rattling off all them questions. I'm like, so now why is it if you think the sabotage is there? And did y'all hear me ask Saint, and he's a cool dude. Did y'all hear me ask Saint? Well, wait a minute. You said y'all knew that they sabotaged him, but you said something about a player like him. What you mean? Oh, expand on that. What you mean by a player like him? He said, young blacks. I'm like, oh, okay. So they do know. They do know. But their allegiance is the way, this been ingrained in them, right? And they've been through this team. And one thing they all got to be common. They stick by this team and they just been hoping. So my question to Browns fans, Selmo, Coach, Saint, anybody, now that y'all see Shedeur can get the job done, are y'all willing to fight for Shedeur to be y'all's quarterback next year? I don't even know if I want that though, but it's a good question. I think I'm hashtag trade Shedeur. I want Shedeur to go to a team that embraces him, that wants him to ball out, that wants to win. I think they sent Shedeur to Cleveland, or Cleveland targeted Shedeur, and it seems like with ill intent, they were never going to get him. It was a bait and switch. And I feel like with Andrew Berry saying Shedeur had retro style pocket passing skills that he didn't think were first round talent. And Shedeur is obviously a first round talent. And now Reese wants to come out and put him back in the pocket when they said he wasn't mobile, but clearly he is. It proves to me that it is highly likely the Browns never intended to get Shedeur, but did what's reported that happens in the NFL. A team shows interest in you, so other people will back off. Remember, they don't compete. They collude. So if I'm colluding and I see you're interested in Shedeur to the point where you keep going out there and all of this, that, and the other, and everybody knows it, and you put it in the paper that I'm going to take a quarterback at number 2, and it's probably going to be Shedeur, this, that, and the other, then nobody's going to show interest in Shedeur. They're going to go recruit some other players. And then 2 weeks before the draft, you cut bait from Shedeur, and now nobody got a chance to meet him because everything is over with. Bait and switch. And that's what they did. Shanahan said it. Well, I didn't get a chance to really interact with him, but my staff said he's good. So we were all shocked that he went late. I can collude with you or I can collude against you. The truth is coming out. And they don't want to admit this kid should have went number 2 to Cleveland and be their franchise QB. And even though you have every right to change your mind, waiting until interviews are over that nobody else could meet with him means you baited him in and you cut bait when nobody else could get him. And then y'all locked him out of the first round. You traded that pick to say, I can't use it because I sent Travis. They did everything to make sure that they couldn't get Shedeur and nobody else could either, so he could fall. And that's why they looked disgusted when it was determined he was going there. And understand, those 2 picks that they used in the 5th round to trade up to get Shedeur, they already got those back from trading Pickett and Flacco. So it's looking to me that when 31 NFL scouts and executives came to Colorado's first game, and Shedeur in October hit number 1 overall, that's when Cleveland said, let's get him. And all that was to do was to take him off the board and make him unavailable. And that's why everybody coming out now. Yeah, we knew he was good. Yeah, it was crazy that kid went late. Yeah, they tried to teach him a lesson. No, they didn't. Saying we want to teach him a lesson was hiding the racism. And that's the one thing they don't want to be labeled. That's why they coming after Black women, hair care product ads. And that's why they bring in all these rappers and all of these influencers. We don't want y'all to boycott us like y'all did Target. Target makes way more money than NFL. So understand that. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all liking my interview. Hopefully there's more to come. That was, I felt like that was a gift from God. I mean, because I guess I had been wanting to talk to somebody that was a Cleveland Browns fan, and I ain't even go outside. I'm like, that's crazy, because that's where I was headed. So it just kind of worked out, and I'm really grateful to Saint. If you see it, thank you so much. And again, if I judge interview, I'm not judging your answers, because I could have kept asking questions. So it is what it is, right? And I just have to respect that. That's just how they feel, and they are gonna be with that team. And he's right. When Shedeur leave, we go, because we Shedeurians. So go shopping at whatshesaidsports.com. My next Shedeurian hoodie is in the mail, so I can't wait to show it to y'all. It's not a hoodie, it's a sweatshirt. It's cute. And people, the fans, customers really like them, so I'm gonna share that one with y'all when it come in. I just dropped a new t-shirt. Go check that out, whatshesaidsports.com. Use my code NOLAGIRL, all caps, at checkout. Members, you have your own code. It is in the member section. Go get it and go do some shopping so y'all can get ready. It's probably not gonna come in time for this watch party, but Shedeur probably gonna be the starter for the foreseeable future until we get to the end of the season. So go get you some merch so we can all celebrate. All right, so I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. We made it to over 250 people tonight, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I already know what I'm gonna talk about. It has something to do with Allen Iverson. All right, so I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports.